Mike Elmore here, and we've made it. We've made it to Modular 8, our wrap-up week in this marketing class, Principles of Marketing, MKT 1110, the semester rollout here this fall of 2017 for Baker College. So we're looking at a little wrap-up to start with on Modular 7 and that part 5 of the project. First, I'll fly high and tell you that Modular 6 and 7, or weeks 6 and 7, then reflected the extension from the term model of 6 weeks to this 8-week semester version. So we've been able to add a lot of value in there, and in those 2 weeks in part 4 and 5, which are new to this project, then we looked at the internet and social media in part 4 and how that is driving marketing efforts. And then this part 5 that we just finished up in Modular 7 on sales and some sales strategies. And so a highlight would include the icebreaker, looked at that CRM, and that video, I get a lot of good feedback on that video. It really frames some things from the new way of looking at it that a lot of students get, and they're able really to grasp what the it is a sales tool, obviously, for the CRM product, but it certainly pulls together some of the concepts we're looking at and the control that the customer now has in the discussion, which has been kind of our key takeaway on many of these components. The ACE, a reminder here, yes, this is the start of this last week, so a reminder that by the end of this module, then that Sunday, you're going to want to have your ACE assignment uploaded. If you have any additional questions or concerns, get through to me with an email, and I provide you some additional support, but you do have some support contact stuff you can reach outside of there also. So I'll note here then again this in final week, part 6. So this is the start of my discussion in short order. I'm going to pull up this document. So I've been feeding you then to look ahead to this final part 6. And indeed, we went over some voice of the customer material, we had some great input on that. And then social CRM. So we've got two things supporting the CRM focus. And I hope you drew a lot of value from what little I've seen at the time of the recording here. I am starting to look at some of the sales part 5 papers, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. So I'm really excited about the dynamic we had here. I'm going to go ahead and open up that and spend the remainder of my little time here on this rubric then, and we've covered a lot of it. You can see my efforts to make sure you've got a good chance of success in this. So this was the part 4 of the 6-week version, and it was worth more. So I am dialing back expectations. And I still want you to make a good effort to at least show some competency then with these rubric discussion points. I'll highlight a few things here flying high. This is basically, this first one, I try to draw you in to personalize it with the company. But technically speaking, if you just give me some key takeaways and maybe incorporate a little discussion on how companies and organizations, etc., demonstrate their CSR, their corporate social responsibility activities, and some key things that they're up against, then I'm probably going to give you some real good credit. But an example from your company would help something. But flying high again then. So this one right here, now you're looking at the product or service that you discuss. So you're discussing the company and the product or service that you, and how value affects the purchase decision. Now, remember that. And I'm giving you some key takeaways on the value propositions and chapter 9 here. So remember that the purchase decision process is outlined in our text, and that can give you a good foundation just to demonstrate competency and incorporate a dialogue that highlights your product or service. So that one's specific to the company, but otherwise, again, CRM, look, hey, that one's also referenced your company. We've covered that a lot. I think you can concisely share some insight that you've learned both give me a basic understanding of what we're trying to accomplish, and then how your company does that, okay? But now, how marketing affects the buying decision, this we're flying high, but we're back to that decision-making process. And how is that impacted? What does it mean, that process, when you get to government agencies, certain organizations? It can be a lot longer. It takes a lot. There's added issues involved in that decision-making process, and that's a clue. And then some, it could be, I'll give you some examples here. Volume discounts for government, a modification of a government vehicle, like for the DNR. And so you got the idea. Here we're back to, again, the total experience. And so wow, we've covered this one in a lot of different ways, and I've provided you some great guidance there. This, I want you to, besides, I've given you some great resources here to draw you in on this. This one's also tied in, class, with the service packaging concept we had. Those things that services package themselves in, which are branding efforts, right? And so you should be able to make a strong tie in those kind of things and fly high. This is important. I want to see three things that you don't that you didn't know on the front end, that you're, so highlight a few things. So manageable, ethics, fly high a little bit, and maybe give me an example from your company. CRM, we've covered that nicely. You've got this worksheet. So it's time for me to tell you guys what a great honor it's been. You've put a lot of hard work into this, and from history of teaching this class, I can see in the dialogues in the discussion board that some of you have come away with a new concept, a new perception of what marketing means and how it impacts your life in many different ways, from the professional and then from the personal. And so I hope you've taken a lot of value. I'm going to provide a lot of other valuable discussion threads to add value through this last week. And it's sure been an honor and a privilege, guys. Let's reach out as always, if I can support you.